It's a huge day for cricket fans across the country today as Nepal have booked a spot in the ACC Men's Premier Cup final as Group A winners after sharing a point with Kuwait as the semi-final match was abandoned due to rain. Nepal are now just one match away from clinching a historic place at the Asia Cup as they lock horns with the UAE in the title decider on Monday. Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. Farmers throughout the country agitated by monkey terror. Trend of farmers leaving arable land barren due to monkey havoc on the rise. Monkey terror also witnessed in Kathmandu. Parliament Secretariat starts homework for budget session. Works including pre-budget discussions, presenting and discussing policy and programs to be carried out before budget announcement. Fighting between Sudan's army and rival factions continue despite international pressure to maintain ceasefire. Millions of people remain trapped in capital Khartoum with shortages of food, water and fuel. And Nepal advanced into the ACC Men's Premier Cup final after sharing points with Kuwait to clash against UAE, who defeated Oman by 2 runs. Nepal 1 win away from clinching historic place. As the winter session of the Parliament was held for a long time, there will now be less time for preparations for the budget session. As the time between the 2 sessions is low, preparations for the budget session will likely be minimal. There is a constitutional provision that the budget should be presented at the Parliament on 15th of the Nepali calendar month of Jesta, which is 29th of May this year. 15 days before the budget is presented on 29th of May, discussions should be held on the pre-budget. Prior to announcing the budget, works including pre-budget discussions, presenting and discussing policy and programs, and presenting economic survey should be carried out. The Parliament Secretariat is now busy in preparing the schedule. It takes 3 to 4 days for pre-budget discussions, and the same amount of time is needed for discussions on the policy and programs. However, experts say that the trend of not having the participation of everyone in the discussions has become an obstruction. A few days have to be set aside to provide answers to issues raised during the discussions, due to which there is limited time ahead of budget presentation day. The issue of troubles being caused by monkeys has reached the Parliament. A number of lawmakers proposed exporting monkeys, saying that monkeys had agitated residents of rural areas. Farmers have been hit hard by the mischiefs of these monkeys. Due to this, the trend of leaving arable land barren and migrating to other areas is on the rise. Farmers of Dhankuta have been compelled to spend most of their time in fields watching out for monkeys. Farmers guard their fields carrying pellet bows to scare the monkeys away. Farmers as well as government officials of Dhankuta have become agitated with monkeys destroying crops, fruits and vegetables. Places where monkeys have been causing trouble has been left uncultivated. The trend of migration is on the rise in all the 8 wards of Chhatradev rural municipality of Arghakhanchi after being terrorized by monkeys. According to the data of the rural municipality, 205 families had been compelled to abandon their houses during the last fiscal year. Prevention and management of monkey havoc have been the main agenda of a number of local levels every year. There is a general call on the concerned authority to identify ways to prevent and manage this issue without disturbing the balance of nature. The rising population of monkeys in Kathmandu has also worried the residents of the city. Monkey terrorism, like snatching goods and pedestrians stealing vegetables and fruit grown in rooftops and causing trouble by entering shops, have left the residents of the capital agitated. A gang of monkeys is witnessed early morning in the Tripureshwar Thapathali area of Kathmandu. The hungry monkeys attack pedestrians and snatch their belongings. On several occasions, people have struggled to protect their bags with monkey and mobile phones, among other valuable items. Monkeys have mostly terrorized residents of the capital's Swayambhu, Bhandarkhal, Pashupati and Tripureshwar area. The monkey population has gone up in Kathmandu as monkeys reach various areas through the banks of Bagmati and Bishnumati rivers. Residents of Nagarjung, Swayambhu, Gaushala area have refrained from rooftop farming due to monkeys. In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked people in several provinces regarding ways to uplift the standard of community schools. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
राज्यको स्रोतबाट तलब भत्ता खाने सम्पूर्णले चाहिँ सामुदायिक विद्यालयमा एडमिसन गराइदिने हो भने 100% शैक्षिक गुणस्तर सुधार हुन्छ।
प्रविधिको प्रयोग गरेर हामीले शिक्षण गर्न सक्यौं भने
विद्यालय व्यवस्थापनलाई उचित ढंगले अथवा सही ढंगले चाहिँ अगाडि बढाउने हो भने सामुदायिक विद्यालयको गुणस्तर सुधार गर्न सक्छ।
सिकाइ सुधार गर्नको लागि चाहिँ कति हार्डवर्क गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुराहरू टिचरले पनि प्लानिङ गरेर जानुपर्छ।
शिक्षकहरूको चाहिँ क्षमता विकास अत्यन्तै आवश्यक देखिन्छ।
जो नानी बाबु हुन्छ घरबाट शिक्षा दीक्षा दिनु त आमाहरूले र बुवाहरूले।
विद्यालयमा विद्यार्थी अनुपातमा शिक्षकको व्यवस्थापन हुनुपर्छ।
शिक्षकहरूलाई शैक्षिकमूलक तालिम दिनुपर्छ।
राज्यले नीतिगत सुधार गर्नुपर्छ।
शिक्षकहरूले चाहिँ मनदेखि चाहिँ पढाइदिनु पर्यो।
विद्यार्थीको पनि दिमाग अलिकति चेतना ल्याउने कार्यक्रमहरू गर्दै गर्नुपर्छ।
शिक्षकले पनि यो मेरो चाहिँ जिम्मा हो भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ आफ्नो मनन गर्नुपर्छ।
खेल मैदान र खेलौनाहरू पर्याप्त मात्रा हुनुपर्छ।
स्थानीय तहबाट रेगुलर रूपमा अनुगमन हुनुपर्छ।
अभिभावकहरूलाई सचेतना जगाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ।
अभिभावकहरू सचेत हुनु पर्यो।
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, what's your take on the status of a lawmaker who is charged of criminal offense refrains from the parliament session while his post is not revoked? 11% voted for A, legal confusion, 62% voted for B, political protection, and 27% voted for C, harboring impunity. And here's today's question. Why has the government not given priority to science and technology? Your options are A, not understanding importance, B, lack of budget, and C, not enough pressure. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international update. Fresh strikes have been reported in parts of Sudan's capital Khartoum, despite international pressure to maintain the latest 72-hour ceasefire. Millions of people remain trapped in the city, where there are shortages of food, water, and fuel. Violence is also reported to have been particularly bad in El Geneina, a city in Darfur in western Sudan, where militias are reported to have looted and torched markets. The fighting began 2 weeks ago and was triggered by a bitter power struggle between separate Sudanese military factions. One of the warring generals, Hamidi, said his troops were being relentlessly bombed and that he would not negotiate until fighting ended.
Sports news.
Nepal have advanced into the ACC Men's Premier Cup final after sharing points with Kuwait in the semi-final match played today that had to be abandoned due to rain. Nepal booked a place in the final on Monday against UAE by topping Group A. Nepal are now just one match away from clinching a historic place at the Asia Cup, as the champions of the ACC Men's Premier Cup will get the opportunity to play in the Asia Cup. In the semi-final played at the Tribhuvan University Cricket Ground in Kantipur today, Nepal were inching towards victory to secure 2 full points before rain played spoil sport. Nepal batted first after losing the toss and posted a challenging total of 281 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in the match that was reduced to 42 overs due to rain interruption. Nepal had a rollicking start as the opening partnership between Kushal Bhurtel and Asif Sheikh put on 77 runs in 10.5 overs. Rohit top scored for Nepal but missed out on a century by just 6 runs. Bhurtel scored 94 runs off 95 balls, smashing 3 sixes and 7 fours. Kushal Molla also contributed a quick-fire 57 off 44 balls, while opener Kushal Bhurtel added 43 off 39 balls. Mohammad Aslam and Adnan Adris were with 3 wickets each were the most successful Kuwaiti bowlers. Chasing a victory target of 282 runs, Kuwait had a disastrous start as they lost 6 wickets when 37 runs were on the board before play had to be stopped again due to rain, and the match was later abandoned. with both teams sharing a point each. Skipper Mohammad Aslam with 14 runs was the only Kuwaiti batter to score in double figures. Karan Kesi was the pick of the Nepali bowlers, grabbing 5 wickets at the expense of 10 runs in 4.3 overs. By collecting a point today, Nepal topped Group A with 8 points and booked a place in the title decider. Meanwhile, UAE have also reached the ACC Men's Premier Cup final after edging past Oman by just 2 runs, according to Duckworth-Lewis method, as the match was cut short due to rain. In the other semi-final played in the Mulpani cricket ground today, UAE were put to bat and were bowled out for 236 runs in 49.2 overs. Skipper Mohammad Wasim was the leading run scorer for UAE with a quick-fire 48 off 31 balls, which included 4 sixes and 4 fours. Skipper Jishan Maqsood and Bilal Khan with 4 wickets each were the most successful bowlers for Oman. Chasing a victory target of 237 runs, Oman scored 190 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in 43 overs before rain stopped play. UAE were then declared winners by a slim margin of 2 runs as per the Duckworth-Lewis method. Opener Kashyap Prajapati was the top scorer for Oman with 49 runs off 43 balls. Kartik Mayepan was the pick of the Kuwaiti bowlers, grabbing 3 wickets. Nepal will now clash against UAE in the title decider on Monday, while Oman will face Kuwait tomorrow in the match for 3rd place. And it's time now for the weather update. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.